Hello, my name is April Slocombe and welcome back to my channel if you're already subscribed. And if you're new to my channel, then a big hello and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you the rest of my favourite things from July, August and September 2017. And this half I'm going to share with you my favourite food and drink items, my favourite film, my favourite TV shows, my favourite music, and my favourite viral trends. So without further ado, onto these favourites. My favourite food item from this month is the Grace box. I've been subscribed several years ago, but I stopped subscribing for a few years. But when I moved to my own flat, I decided that I wanted to subscribe and so again. Between the times I've subscribed to them, I've been buying their snacks from shops like Boots and everything, Tesco and WH Smith. But I find that the selection of snacks in the shops is they're quite limited compared to what you can get in their boxes online. The Grace provides a wider variety of healthy, sweet and savoury snacks. They include things like Boston baguettes and flapjacks in various flavours as well, and what you get for $3.89 per variety box is that you get 400 snack panels, and the good thing about them is that they come in boxes that are very nicely sized to fit through little boxes. My favourite drink of this quarter was the Schweppes and Snowline and the Summer Punch. And then I found this drink in my local co-op, and it looked quite interesting. I was even happier to see that there's a similar diet drinks like Diet or Zero and fizzy drinks that's ordinary, and the fizzy drinks are too sickly and sweet. For me, and the Summer Punch has extracts of the lemon and bergamot, and when I first tried it I thought it was an acquired taste, but I think when I drank it with lemon squash in it, it's quite nice and refreshing and like that as well. My favourite film this quarter is Despicable Me 3, and I've seen the first two as well, and I thought all was Despicable Me and Minnie's films are as good as each other, and in Despicable Me 3 Gru is reunited with his brother Drew, while Lucy, who Gru marries in Despicable Me too, so I'm sorry if I've spoiled that for you if you haven't seen Despicable Me. So that Lucy tries to adjust to life as a mother of Gru's girls, that Margot, Edith and Agnes. While I did enjoy the film, I did feel that there were quite a few plot lines going on it. Well, such as one where the minions end up in prison, and the other where Agnes goes to the woods to try and hunt a unicorn, but other than that, there are a few funny scenes, as well as that Trey Parker lending his voice to that Balthazar Brothers of films which is something that adults will enjoy, since he is known for creating and voicing characters in South Park as well, which is a cult adult animation. I've not been the biggest found awful. But Despicable Me 3 is a good addition to the Despicable Me and the Minions franchises, and just as I was buying cinematic and snacks, they were my own gift cards, and I was caregiver for my birthday by my cousins, Catherine and Haley, and their partners and my children. I got this Despicable Me cup for free, and it's quite a big size cup as well, and there is a little minion on top of it, but I can't find him right now, but you will to see him in my lounge and kitchen or flat haul video. And I got this for free because I bought a kids mix at the Odeon, which consists of popcorn and snacks, such a little bag of sweets, or even a pack of bear yo-yos that I went for. So I also a drink such as the Robinsons, and for sure this is quite a big customer for trying and increase my fruit intake, so it's great for big cups of squash, since I don't like the taste of tap water in them. I thought sometimes I don't like with squash to increase my intake of fluids. My first favourite TV show this quarter is the new version of The Crystal Maze. I mean, I can vaguely remember watching the original Crystal Maze from my own childhood. Although I remember I watched a repeats film, The Challenge on TV, which is this cable or satellite channel that shows the digital terrestrial freeview channel as well, that shows the game and quiz shows. And I watched the original Crystal Maze on that channel when I was a teenager, but as for a new series, Richard Ayoade, who you might know from the IT crowd, is hosting it, and started off with a series of the celebrities that have included Scarlett Moffat, Jodie Kidd, and Jerry Essex, and Louis Spencer, and Stacey Solomon, as name about a few, and quite like the way Richard presents the show, when Richard Ayoade presents a show he has quite witty things, but to the audience and to the contestants as well. And after there's this second half of the current new series that has not all the members of the public as a notable episodes included an all-female team who call themselves cheerleaders, and there was an all-male team in this week's episode, as I'm filming this video as well, but I can't remember a team name, and just like the original and the series, and the Crystal Maze has 4 different theaters for the contestants to play games and to obtain crystals, and for that time in the crystal zone for collecting gold tickets for a prize. And those zones are the Aztec zone, the industrial zone, the medieval zone, and futuristic zone, from in the 4th, 5th, and 6th series of the original Crystal Maze, that the industrial zone was replaced with the Ocean Zone. My next favourite TV show from this quarter that it's also on Channel 4, although it used to be on the BBC, so The Great British Bake Off. And I've only been watching this programme, I think, regularly since 2015, which is that when Nadia won, and of course like last year when I think Candice won. And The Great British Bake Off, that there were several amateur bakers who were doing like 3 different challenges, and which are the signature and challenge, where they have to make their own kinds of something like Steve's like skull pudding, which was in this week's episode, and a technical challenge where they all make the same thing, such as like chocolate pudding with the peanut butter centre in there, and they were judged the last challenges, and the showstopper challenge where I have to try and bring out the baker's skills to the max to make something very elaborate, and I think the only issues with this series I found were that Mel Sue and Mary Berry no longer present a show that they even quit and present the series after they've heard the Bake Off was going to move from the BBC to the Channel 4, but Paul Hollywood is here to stay, and he is joined with the Sandy Toksvig, who was one of the presenters, and Noel Fielding, who was the other presenter I found a very funny on a show, and Prue Leith, who judges and also Paul and because the show is now on Channel 4, and there are Asbury's which shows run at time considerably longer than it was on a BBC, and the first few episodes also didn't have the history section, but in I think last week's episode, which was the Caramel Week to History sections, were reintroduced, much to the delight of many viewers, and despite there was some changes in new series as Great British Bake Off is worth watching, because much of it is the same as in the original series from the BBC. One of my favourites on this quarter is the Seventh Heaven remix of A Story of a Heart by Suffolk in April, May, June favourites. As I said, I really like the original mix of A Story of a Heart, although it is a cover of a song by the Benny Anderson band, but I quite like the beat of the new the Seventh Heaven remix. And I love the video because it's got like a scrapbook feel, and the original video from A Story of a Heart, there is a scrapbook that says in 20 years of success, but fans get to take a closer look at inside the book and the video for the Seventh Heaven remix. And then I also come there and use the neon blue as well as especially like the lyrics and neon blue come out could be a subtle reference to H and Carol's Games and Steps of also released a deluxe edition of their album Tears on a Dinosaur called the Earth Crying at the Disco and edition. I think what's on it's on the special edition, but not on the original that release is called, and that Delta Rhythm and A Broken Heart, and it is a I think, cover of a Delta Goodrum song that I didn't have, so maybe I should give both of those and songs I listened to and compare the two. Finally, my favourite viral show for this quarter is the Crash Bandicoot Whoa meme, and what this meme consists of is I think clips from Crash Bandicoot video games that are judged by the video game streamer only saying whoa. And what this meme reminds me of when I first heard it is that in the original Crash Bandicoot PlayStation is Crash says whoa whenever he loses a life, and I found this a meme and quite an amusing one, and that's my Alcon and Anarate Gaming convention. I think they had their own version of them. That meme that they showed during the opening ceremony as well, but I didn't. I felt that part of the ceremony probably not due to copyright reasons in any case. There was maybe infringing copyright as well. And if I find any examples of this meme, then I'll put them in the description box and down below. Anyway, that's it for all my favourite things in July, August and September 2017, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and also if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe, and then don't forget to turn on the notification bell down below to ensure you're notified of any new video that I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!